Hey guys, thanks for joining us on Facebook. It's Glenn from Sunmark. We are happy to be with you again. Thank you so much for tuning in. Before we get to this video, we want to tell you about our 2018 photo calendar contest that's going on right now, giving somebody a chance to win $150 cash to see their favorite photo of the Capital Region plastered on our 2018 calendar for next year and to see it in the pages. We're looking for 13 photographs that will be included in our 2018 calendar, and we hope you enter. Go to the comments below. All the details about our 2018 photo calendar contest are right there. So what are we doing today here on Facebook Live? Well, we are with the Red Bookshelf, and joining me right now is Rachel, one of the co-directors of the Red Bookshelf. And right now, during the month of August, Sunmark is supporting the Red Bookshelf, and we're doing a children's book drive at all of our branches. So you can stop by one of our branches and drop off children's books. But why would you want to do that? Well, Rachel's going to tell you all about the Red Bookshelf and kind of your idea that you've been, I guess, in business now for, has it been 3 years? Is that about right? Or has it been longer?
No, actually we started in 2009.
Wow, 2009.
Yeah, so we started with one single shelf in 2009 at the Children's Center at Family Court. And then we kept adding slowly to the bookshelves until we hit 2015, and that's when we decided we were going to actually make this really big expansion. We got moved into this space just in February of 2016, and with your help we were able to buy a whole bunch of supplies and reconditioning, and that allowed us to launch the shelf at Whitney Young last December.
So let's talk about kind of right back to the beginning of what you do. So you have Red Bookshelves, and how do they get filled, and how do they get stocked, and what kind of happens here?
Yeah, so the Red Bookshelf provides free books on bright red bookshelves in community locations. Right now we have 15 bookshelves, and our flow is somewhere between 2,000 and 2,500 books a month. And the books are free. It's a book ownership program. We go every couple of weeks and we restock with new books. If something's not moving, we will pull those books off, provide something new. The goal is for kids to actually choose a book and to really feel like it was theirs, to say, this is my book. These are my books, and I'm a reader. That's really what motivates both Mary Beth Fowler and myself to make sure that we make sure the books are stocked. But in order to do that, we need donations of books. We take gently used children's books. We do not do adult books, but we take anything from board books for babies all the way through the young adult books for your teenage readers.
Yeah, we're going to meet Mary Beth in a second, because it's actually kind of quite the project you have going on, because now once these donations come in, something needs to happen with them to get prepared to be put on the shelves for a young child to actually own them. But right now we want to give you a little quick tour of the bookshelf, and here's just an example of some of the of one of the, I guess, the catalogs that the Red Bookshelf offers. So why don't you, Mary Beth, tell me or Rachel, tell me a little bit about what we're seeing here and about the kinds of books that come into the Red Bookshelf.
So we take boxes of children's books that are donated to us from a number of different varieties. So a lot of families just call us because we've been around for so long. But we also get donations from organizations like Sunmark, who you guys collected 1,100 books for us last year. But once we get those books in, we want to make sure that the kids feel really good about them when they get the books. And so each book is it's washed, it's reconditioned. So we make sure that the outsides are clean. We make sure that the interiors don't say to Johnny from Aunt May. And so that when a kid gets this book, they're going to feel like it's really their book. And that's really important to us, so that when they take it home, they feel really special about it. So after the books are reconditioned, they come on these library carts, and this is where our bookshelf tenders. So we have a person who goes to each shelf and makes sure that the bookshelf has enough books in the right variety, the right age range to go on the shelf. So this is where they shop.
Yeah, so come right over this way.
These are hardback picture books.
Yeah, we have the chapter books, it looks like, over here.
These are for our older teens. You'll notice the Twilight is here, so this is for much older kids. This is a reference section, and then we have a lot of Spanish books that we provide just to make sure that we include everybody in the opportunity to choose books. And on this side, you'll see the board books. And we did write a grant so that we could provide books in different languages. So we have them in Burmese, Karen, we have them in Arabic, we have them in Spanish, we have them in Vietnamese. Then we're moving on. We also try to make sure that we have books with children of color, Black and Hispanic children. So we write grants to collect books like that. These are our picture books. And then it just kind of keeps going around the corner to the leveled readers.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. And what's I think really neat, and sometimes I think we even mentioned talking before the video that gets overlooked, is these are free. So the children can come to the locations, they see the Red Bookshelf, they don't take a look at the book and then put it back. They can take that book and bring it home, whatever their interest might be.
Absolutely. This is a book ownership program. The kids take the books. That's why we restock all the time, is so that there's always a book when they go and they visit these offices and the locations where we have the shelves, so that they should take the books home.
Right.
And come back and get another one.
And that's why we need your donation at Sunmark, because the books are constantly going out. We always need new books to fill these shelves, and that's why we're asking you to drop off your gently used children's books at any one of our branches. And right behind, right over here, I just want to show, looking on this table, this is just a sample of some of the books that have just recently came in this morning, right? So this was a drop off. Somebody made a nice donation to the Red Bookshelf, and now they come in bags, they're dropped off at our Sunmark branch, and then we come over here to Mary Beth, and she is going to explain what happens next. So you get these books that are dropped off, and sometimes they're in great shape, sometimes they're not in the best of shape, but every book matters.
Every book matters.
What happens once they're dropped off?
So we count everything that we get. So every donation that's made, we count, and so we have a good tally of what we have on our shelves ready to go and what we have that we need to clean and organize. We clean every single book. Like you said, some of them are in really great shape and sometimes they just need a wipe down, but sometimes they need a little bit more work. If you look over here at the table we've got over here, this is an example of the materials that we use to work on. It's actually kind of a fun activity. You get to be a little bit crafty, but we use Windex to clean off the covers of the books. We use duct tape, we use packing tape to strengthen any spines, to cover any miscoloration. We've got some great colored pencils, even some markers. Really, a lot of it is it's very detail oriented, but also kind of fun because you get to be a little bit creative in figuring out how you're going to make a book look more special. And like Rachel said, we want them to look special. We want the books to look appealing to the children when they see them on the shelves, so that when they do pick it up, they can feel like it's their own and they can take it home and keep it themselves and really choose to read it and to hopefully enjoy it. Hopefully they take a book that they'll enjoy and then come back for more.
Now, donations of books are very important, obviously, because that's kind of the lifeblood of the Red Bookshelf. But also, what's very important is the two other aspects that you guys could really use assistance with, and that is volunteers to do this work.
Absolutely.
Because you need help, and I think we're going to be doing one of the reconditioning events at our Sunmark location pretty soon from all the books that we're receiving. But also, it's the monetary donations, too, that you can use. Tell me a little bit about, if you could, what happens if somebody did make a donation, if they wanted to make a monetary donation, and kind of how you would use that.
Well, so first off, we are a 501c3, so all monetary donations are completely tax deductible. So that's important. You can definitely keep track of that. But those donations are used to purchase a lot of the reconditioning materials that we have back here and that we use on the books. But it's also helped us to be able to purchase all of our storage and all of our, be able to pay for the space that we're in. And some of the donations we've been able to use to purchase some of those books, like Rachel mentioned, that aren't as easy to come by through donations. Sometimes we do need to purchase books. So all of that money goes back in towards making sure that we can provide books to children right now in the city of Albany. So really any donations are appreciated, but also the voluntary donations, time. We work with volunteers throughout the community. We work with young students down to about middle school age, high school students. The colleges here have been a great lift, but also like your example at Sunmark, corporations will hold book drives for us and then have reconditioning sessions. And actually involvement from the corporations in the city and in our community are very important, because that all of the volunteers combined allow us to be able to put out as many books as we do. And for example, in July we put out over 2,000 books onto the shelves in all 15 of our Red Bookshelves.
Wow, and also when you're mentioning corporate events, kind of having your business like kind of like Sunmark, using the Sunmark model, collecting books, and then after hours the team gets together and they start doing the reconditioning. It's a great teamwork event. You're always seeing like on the websites and on LinkedIn, crazy teamwork strategies that you can use to kind of get your team back together. This is a real easy one that can bring a lot of joy. Sit some people down around a table for a few hours, do something great for the young children, and a great team building experience as well.
It does. It functions well as a team building experience, because inevitably what happens is when you have a group of people who are going through hundreds of books and reconditioning them, somebody finds one that resonates, that they remember reading as a child, that they remember reading with their own children, something that resonates, and the conversations that evolve out of that, because
Right.
one person sees something and somebody else goes, oh, I remember that one. And the conversations that come out of that are generally really great conversations just about different commonalities among people, no matter who you're working with.
Awesome. So we saw the kind of a little bit of the inner workings of the Red Bookshelf. We saw kind of you make a donation, you see how they get cleaned up here. You saw the shelf where they kind of hang out until they actually find their way onto a Red Bookshelf. Let's show you what happens once they get on that Red Bookshelf. So we're going to come back over this way, and I believe Rachel is right here in front of a shelf that is going to be going out somewhat soon, right?
Actually, this is our mobile shelf, and we are taking it to City Hall Wednesday night for the back to school event that the mayor is hosting. And so we will stock it with books, and then we'll have boxes of books to restock it. And so the kids, as they're going through the event, they can come through. So this is what our bookshelves, this is one of our bookshelves, but it's our mobile one that we take to different events. And what I'd really like to emphasize is that it matters a lot to Mary Beth and to me that the kids will be drawn to the books. So they say free books, but this bookshelf is bright red, right? So as you look at it, it really attracts the eye, so the kids will come in and look. And the reconditioning process that Mary Beth just talked you through, that's what makes the book special. And so we have the books with the covers facing out, so the kids are drawn to the pictures. They're bright, they're shiny, they're clean. It brings kids in and makes them feel welcome. And it's really important to us. That's one of the reasons why we do the different languages, is to make sure that when we're encouraging people to read with their children, that we're not limiting that based on the books that we put on our shelves. And so we try to really celebrate everybody with the books that we place.
Okay, so Mary Beth, this is just a wonderful thing you guys have going here. Mary Beth and Rachel at the Red Bookshelf. Mary Beth, why don't you tell our viewers how they can get in touch with you and learn more about the Red Bookshelf?
Well, the easiest way to learn more about the Red Bookshelf is to visit the website, www.theredbookshelf.org. All of our information is there. You can find out where all of our bookshelves are, and that number is growing all the time, it seems. But we also have a calendar of events that's on that website, and that is where you can find times to come and volunteer and help out with the reconditioning of the books. So that's important as well. Like Rachel said, we have a donate button there, and also there is a contacts page. Basically, if you email us at info@theredbookshelf.org, that is a great way to reach out to us and say, hey, I'm interested in helping in any of the ways, and we will get back to you almost immediately.
Thank you, Rachel and Mary Beth. Great thing you have going on here for the community at the Red Bookshelf, and thanks for joining us on Facebook. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching on the Sunmark Facebook page. We want to remind you, if you have some children's books that you'd like to drop off and donate for the Red Bookshelf, just to drop by any one of our Sunmark branches, you can do that. We're going to have the donation bins out until the end of August, so feel free to swing by and drop those off and support the Red Bookshelf in any way you can. So thanks for watching on Facebook. We will see you later on this week with an Entrepreneur Boot Camp success story, so we'll see you on Thursday with that. Until then, have a great week. We'll see you soon.